I forgot my soda. Nobody's here yet. I'll be back. All right. Well, let's see if anybody showed up. Oh, poor people. Oh, I appreciate you sticking around till I came back. Let's see. We got Chris. Howdy. Doing pretty good tonight. JJ, what's up? Paul, good to see you too. All right. I forgot my soda. Had to go get my due. Been fighting with the tripod and stuff, trying to get it set up. Come on. Let's see here. That's a little gooder. Y'all hit that thumbs up for me. I might not deserve it yet, but I will before the night's over. What do you think? And this damn camera's on this side. Let me see if I can. There we go. Big Tiny, what's up with you? What in the world? Now I got it going backwards. It's all confused. Or maybe I'm confused. Chris Judd, by the way. There we go. Chris, you need to trust me. I mean, I like me. And vote for Papa Joe. Y'all don't want to vote for me. The Democrats couldn't handle it. Y'all think that our fine president is blunt? Ha! Let me back that up a little bit. I didn't bring my eyeballs either. Grandma was watching some BS stuff in there. And I said, I'm going to go do a live stream. So I grabbed a tripod and my cord. So my battery was run down. Didn't bring my soda. Brought my cigarettes. Turned the light on. I'm on the front porch. Because it's raining out the back door. You know you're joking. I know I'm joking, and I made sure I hit it after I sent that last message. You better hit it. I'll be sending people after you. Don't forget, I have friends in the Mexican Mafia. Even if he don't come on here often, I can get word to him. Oh, me, oh my. So what's everybody been up to? It's raining there in Virginia. Yeah. That's it coming down through the gutters there. Talked to a risk management guy today for a trucking company. He and I really want a B model with a twin stick and a polished aluminum trailer. What you gonna do with it, Tiny? You get that polished aluminum trailer, you need to make it a reefer. Because I know where you live, the area you live, and you could haul some produce. You don't want to get no B model Mack and try running over the road in it, dude. You don't want to do it. Unless you're one hell of a mechanic and you got deep pockets. JJ, you know you look up to me. I'm going to the truck show that'd be good. They have different classes. And if it's two of you going in on it, then you need to make it a working truck because they got a working class too. Oh, you could work it down there. You don't have to work it a lot, but you have to work it. You can turn a wrench, but your pockets ain't deep. Yeah, but the question is, what do you know about old trucks? Just because you can fix your VW and change alternators don't mean that you can work on that big truck when it breaks down. And I'm serious about that. As you go getting out there in this day and age, it might be hard put to find somebody that knows anything about working on that old truck. All them old school mechanics, they're going bye-bye. So if you got you someone good in your neck of the woods to help you out, and you can work it down there in your neck of the woods, driving it is your least of your problems. Serious. Your two biggest problems is going to be finding parts for it, and I'm talking about over the road, and finding somebody that can wrench on it. Do the things that you can't do. Hell, in this day and age, all you got to do is get a YouTube and you can learn how to drive it. And if you ain't got deep pockets, you can't afford me as your instructor. Yeah, I seen one on the wall back there. We're in Georgia. There is a chance that I'll be running down through your area there, Tiny. I don't remember exactly where you told me you live. What up, TJ? The Wild Bull. What up, Jamie? I just figured everybody was bored. Well, same thing, Chris. That old guys, you're going to have to be able to work on them and you're going to have to be able to get parts for them. Now, the only good thing is that a lot of the trucks, the parts will interchange. And I'm not a mechanic. I'm giving you this word from people that's told me. You know, Grandma's doing fine. She got that new grandbaby. See what I did to my hand? I wasn't even wrenching. No, not really. I'm in Georgia right now, JJ. But I was just talking to someone, my neighbor down there. He said we got 3 days of rain out of that last one down there. But he said it wasn't nothing like that Harvey stuff. I got videos up from that Harvey at my place. It washed me a damn canyon in my back section. And everybody tell me how I should put in for some of that FEMA. Why? I don't know now. I want little to do with the government. Even if that means I don't get free money. Finally, unbroke down. I have spent way too much money on repairs since August the 7th. What all did you wind up having to do, TJ? I thought it was just transmission. I think it was you told me transmission went out. Which the transmission's around 7-8 grand. If you had to get a new one. A rebuild's what? Around 4? Well, that's a good thing, Chris. Now, do you have a steady supply of parts? And I like those trucks, boys and girls. I don't care what make or model it is. If you can get an old truck and it's not beyond your capabilities of maintaining it, man, old trucks are cool. That's our history. That's our trucking history. And I'm all for it. But I'm not going to get on here and tell some rookie to go get him one and him not know the consequences of, just because you got a pocket full of money and you can afford to buy one, that don't mean that you should. However, you boys that can turn wrenches, you got friends and family, blah, 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 you got a backup system with you, you got people that's got your back, man, if you can restore one of them old beauties, go for it. Especially the cab overs. If you're young enough to climb in and out of it. Old cab over is what my tail about now. You watch the Harvey videos? You never own your own truck? Well, there's a lot of people with that same thought, man. However, if you have a plan, and he's talking about a dump truck, and do I like the bull nose Kenworth? Yeah, I do. And it don't matter if I like it. Do you like it? Kenworth and Peterbilt put out some of the wildest looking cab overs you ever seen. Peterbilt had that one where it had a little sun window right above the windshield. You had the windshield and the visor. And I forget exactly what, it was a weird look. It looked like a damn spaceship. There's a few of them out there that was wild. Well, that's true, Dumpster. However, Big Tiny was talking about making it a show truck. So if you're going to make one a show truck, yeah, you can still do the sheet metal you're talking about, but they look for original type stuff. If you ain't gonna try to keep it original and whatnot, and I don't know what all classifications they've got nowadays in show trucks. They might have them for those trucks that's been modified. I don't know. Back when I was going to truck shows, they didn't, to my knowledge. But I wasn't going to put one in there. I was just going to look, which is why I knew they had the working class. But yeah, I would love to see some of you younger fellers get some of them older trucks, even if you don't work it, even if you only buy it for a hobby and restore it. Well, that's cool, Tiny. If that's what motor you has, does he have parts for you? But see, I'm the kind of guy that if I was restoring one and I had the capabilities and the connections, I would buy me, even if the alternator on the truck right now is good, I'd buy me another alternator, another fuel pump, another water pump. I would be buying extra parts because I know all of those wear out. You know? If you can afford to start buying stuff to rebuild your motor. That's just how I was. My nephew took care of my truck here in Georgia when I owned one, and it drove him crazy because I bought stuff that I didn't need. And he's like, "You're wasting money." No, I'm not. No, I'm not wasting money. That's an investment in my truck. And then when I do need it, I already got it. I ain't got to scratch my butt and pull my hair out trying to figure out where I'm going to come up with money to get it. But that was me. Yeah, cab overs are harder and harder to find. Simply being because they really don't make them here anymore. I had heard tell that they've made a handful a year, but I've never seen that confirmed. I think if they do, it's companies that order them, and I don't really even know any companies that order them anymore. And Walmart was big on them. J.B. Hunt, Schneider, MS Carrier. There was a whole bunch of them that was real big on them, but the drivers didn't want them. The drivers wanted hoods. So all those companies, except Walmart, all those other companies, they started getting the small hoods so they could get drivers. Walmart stuck it out with theirs, but they had a damn good program for their drivers where it was worth their while to drive that cab over and all that stuff. So, let's see, there are many different classes in any show vehicle. Even if you don't win, you have the pride in something sharp that you restored and enjoy. Exactly. The Marmons, they are real hard to find. And actually, Tiny, if you'll do a little research on the internet, somewhere out west, out in the desert, I forget, they about once a year they have a truck show there just for them Marmon collectors. And I think that's about the only thing that goes out there to them. If I remember correctly, those rascals were built by hand. Every piece. So, was it them that was built by hand? One of you truck nuts tell me. I think they're the ones that was built piece by hand, short of the motor and the drive line. But they was heavy trucks too, extremely heavy, which was their downfall. Oh, it's in Texas. Did you just do a search for it? Where's it at in Texas? Sometime during the summer, I know. I'd seen it about years ago and thought about going, and it didn't work out. Watching a little bit of news in there today. Not a whole lot. Must have been good in the snow, huh? Well, that depends on what tires you had and what kind of experience you had. Oh, the factory was in Texas? Are they the one that was built by hand? See, I can't do that research on here. I'd disconnect us. Try and think of that other big truck. Diamond Rio. Now, I don't think it was built by hand, but it was another big heavy-duty work truck. Mr. Paul, what's up with you, Mr. Freightliner? Oh, it just, Grandma slobbering all over it. Every day I'm having to go buy more. The auto car? Yeah. What about them, Chris? I used to go to them. Last few years, last one I went to, which was Gatz out there in Dallas, or was that Mid-America? The last one me and Grandma went to was in Dallas. Oh, Lordy. Let me think. That would have been back 2008, 2009. And there really wasn't a whole lot to impress you. It wasn't like it used to be. Uh-huh. Got me good. I told him feed that baby more. Yeah, of course they canceled this year. They couldn't figure out how to put a mask on them trucks. You don't want to get me started on that shit. They're already canceling New Year up there in New York Times Square. And people are pissed. I don't know why. We don't want to get me started on politics tonight. Looking around some of Grandma's plants up here. She needs to water a few of them. That's for sure. You and JJ need to get together and go to one. JJ, you'd have to do the math, see what's closest to you. Probably Louisville would be closest one to you. Well, JJ, did you ever change parties, buddy? Did you ever figure out what dumbasses they was being? Well, normally I don't worry about staying up on New Year's, but me and Grandma talked about we're staying up New Year's this year. not to see the new one in, to make sure this one leaves. The way it's going right now, I don't know. I don't know what to expect next. Am I that boring? Or else some came in and didn't want to talk about trucks. The hell of a deal. Come in on a truck driver's chat room. Yeah, I hear you, JJ. Get me either, Paul. JJ, did you find that group I'm a member of, that walk away? You want me to send you an invite to it? If you do, I will. I read quite a few of their stories. There are so many people that this whole deal about the rioting and looting and destroying stuff, they're like, they can't figure out why the Democrats are going along with it and not telling them to knock it off. And to me, it's real plain why they won't tell them to knock it off. In their warped mind, they think it's going to make Trump look bad. Oh no, I ain't going to waste Mountain Dew on her plants. He's bringing 10. Well, seeing that's the whole deal. Did you ever see a show? That sounds somewhat familiar, Scott. But I tell you what, I've seen some trucks with some paintings on them. Some of them are pretty cool. But yeah, that's a big problem, or a big worry some of us have, is that people are going to think that automatically figure Trump's going to make it in and they don't go vote. Well, folks, if we don't vote for him, he can't make it in. And I tell you what, it honestly scares me to think of what our country will be if Biden gets in. Because you know Biden ain't going to be president but for 2 or 3 months. And then guess who'll be president? And guess who'll be vice president? Scary thoughts. Well, run around in a rainy night on an ATV. You ain't got much tonight? I hear you. Every vote does count. And no, I'm not voting by mail. Unfortunately, I'm fixing to have to switch over to Georgia. I'd rather vote in Texas. But I'm almost officially here. I still own property in Texas. Still got bills in Texas. That's good to hear, Paul. What's up there, MMM1201? Or MMI? What is that, mile marker? 201? Or 1201? We ain't got a 1201 marker. Texas is about as far as you get, and it's 800 something. What is it, 870, I think? I don't know. Alaska might have that big a mile marker. Dad gum, that count's dropping tonight. Is it a bad signal out there, or is it a bad night? What kind of thin lines you gonna do on it? Thin blue lines? Yeah, I'd like to, not that I'm going to do it, but I'd like to do a paint job of all the armed forces where you've got a different scene from the major battle of all of the forces, including the Coast Guard, thank you very much. Although they ain't had too many battles, they have had a few confrontations with the drug runners and such, which I wouldn't worry about that so much. As anybody watch Deadliest Catch? Some of the stuff our Coast Guard does up there for our fishermen is wild. Truck things? You mean truck signs around there? Me and Grandma was driving around somewhere. I don't remember where it was. We seen a sign that said Veterans Against Trump. I was like, really? Most of the veterans I know is for Trump. And we've only seen a small handful. We just did that run to Texas and back. We only seen a very small handful of any Biden signs. No. Now, in all honesty, we didn't see a whole hell of a lot of Trump signs. But we did see more of them. Got my riding mower up here, my push mower, and weed eater. I done mowed his grass twice. First time because it's so damn tall, and second time make it look a little better. So it really needed this rain because I cut it a little short. It turned a little brown. Now I need to get that weed eater out there and tackle some of them big weeds. Blue and red lines, I got you. Chris, I ain't been seeing you on my Sunday mornings, have I? What's up with that? Well, the Biden stickers I seen were old ones. What, my boy? No. No, I had 8.5 acres. And I sold 4 of them to that guy Michael. Then he sold it to the neighbor, which left me 4.5. 4.58. And now the neighbor's wanting to buy mine. And if he comes up with the money, I'll let him. I hear you. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little bit crazy. It makes life entertaining. I tell people, you think it's hard enough dealing with me on here, you ought to deal with me in here. Boy, I get arguing with myself, but at least I win. Well, most times. Sometimes I lose. But when I do, I line me out. Then I win again. Oh. Yep, less is more. That's true. Well, in reality, we're all a bit crazy. Just some of us admit it. You know, this whole normal thing, normal ain't for normal people. And this new norm they got, tell them, Miss Clementine, this new norm is a crock. There ain't no such thing as a new norm. They are trying to get you set up to accept what they've got coming for you. I told you don't get me on my politics. Girl, when you was born, the doctor said you wasn't normal. I seen a post the other day. Says the only reason the government wants to take away our guns after 243 years or whatever it is because they're about to do something we would want to shoot them for. I said, I like that. I ought to make that into a t-shirt. Can't help it. Well, last thing people accuse me of being is a robot. Or normal. If you seen me on one of my rants, you might even say I was crazy. Yeah, that's what I thought, Nicholas. I still might have that boy of mine put it on a shirt. Seen another post the other day. It was this big old boy. I mean, he had some guns on him. You could tell that boy was a workout junkie. And he's got his mega hat on. And he said, come knock my hat off. Crack me up. Well, Paul, we both know what they're really trying to do, right? Oh, the Coast Guard and Deadliest Catch, dude. I mean, them some dedicated young people there. The governor of Oregon is trying to disband the police. Yesterday, I think it was Stone's birthday. I seen he had him a motel room and put up a nice little meal he was treating himself to. And I don't know what his plans were, but I've talked to him a little bit here and there. Any of you that have my phone number, we talk or have talked or you want to talk, give me a call. Oh, just because I'm semi-retired. I have been offered a driving job I'm thinking about. It don't pay worth a damn, but it'd give me something to do. I'm getting a little bored sitting around here already. But it'd be running down to West Miami Beach. Or West Miami. I don't know if there is a West Miami Beach. Doing many runs as I want, when I want. how I want. It sounds interesting. I first started doing the pay and I was like, damn, that ain't worth a shit. Then me and Grandma got talking about it and I'll be deadheading back up and not having to deal with broker loads is worth a lot. Especially broker loads down there. If they could even get one. And I have seen many a time in my trucking career where I said, hell, I'd rather deadhead it 1,000 damn miles than deal with these fools. Well, I got that opportunity. It ain't 1,000 miles, but it's more than 10. So we'll see. Grandma's kind of obligated to the son here to help take care of that baby for the first year. So we ain't gonna really do anything before that other than hang around here. So with her babysitting, helping with the baby, whatever it is, I can make me a trip or two down to Miami. I was talking to the boy about it. I'd take Grandma and her dog. I told him that might have worked it out where they have the baby for a couple of days so Grandma can ride with me. That'd be all right. Did you see New Year's is shut down? Yeah, we were just talking about that a while ago. Build of dreams. Build it and they will come. Well, that ain't quite true, Dumpster. On Print It and They Will Sell. I've got a lot of t-shirts up on Teespring. Y'all go to the About page on here. You can find a link to it. And a whole lot of them have not sold. That boy in there busted his ass during his school time making them up, and nope, they really ain't sold. It was kind of disappointing, to tell you the truth. That's not just in Oregon there, buddy. Same difference. Semi-retired, semi-crazy. Are the wildfires dying down, or are they just run out of stuff to burn? You'll buy me lunch? Semi-retired means that I've retired, but I can't afford to be retired. And I might take that job just to give me something to do. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. Y'all hear that? Tree just fell over there. Don't know if it was on the boy's place or on the neighbor's. No, at the moment I'm not still driving. Oh no, it's 715 miles down there. I can't do that in 9 hours. That'd give me a ticket. Oh yeah? Oh, this boy and Grandma wants me out of the truck, something terrible. Well, that's exactly it, Nicholas. If you watch some of my videos, that's what I tell you. You know, the first few years of it is just great. It's fun. And then before you know it, you can't match the money. The money's not that good for the hours that you put in all reality. But you damn sure ain't gonna make it flipping burgers. I know a lot of them say you will, but they're lying. There you go. JJ put up a link to the shirts. Raining for about a week. Yeah, but dude, you're in Oregon. You're up there. A lot of people don't realize it, but we do have a rainforest in America. And it is up there north of California. That's all actually a rainforest. All up through Oregon and Washington. It's going to be every bit of 11 hours. It depends upon what roads I take up here on the north side, because I have to be running some state routes, which takes you through little towns and speed zones. So I've been playing it in my head what would be the best routes to run. Now I know from where I'm picking up, I could cut down 441 and hit I-20, run I-20 over to 95. I'm damn sure not going to run it into Atlanta. Or I could go over there and I could cut down and, oh, now I can't name that town over there. But I could cut down and grab 16 and run 16 on over to 95. I'm going to be dodging Atlanta. He would prefer me to go down 95 where there's not toll roads. If I run tolls, he'll pay them. But 75's gotten to be a pain in the ass anyway, from Atlanta all the way down to the turnpike. It ain't good. We dodged 95 simply because we had toll passes, and they had opened up that new scale house down there. Hell, if his truck's good, I'll run it. Atlanta gets pretty rough. Mostly because people can't drive. You know, that's one thing I tell them. You get out of LA area out west on I-5 and stuff, most of the time, the people, they know how to get on the highway, they gas on it and come on out. Now, if you hit rush hour, yeah, you're going to hit some stop and go traffic. Up there on I-5, it can get pretty damn nasty. But during regular hours, you can truck. Well, it's about the same way on 95. You get on 95 over there and you can pretty much truck. Now, you've got a few interstates or intersections with other interstates, 16, 10, 4. That'll slow you down a little bit. It's all in your timing. My problem is I like driving daylight hours anymore. There is a lot of wrecks on 75. Now, Tiny, you live on 75 or you live on 95? Atlanta's like any major city, man. You know, you've got the people that are not paying attention to their driving. They're texting, playing on their phone, doing whatever, distracted driving, and they wind up getting into oops. Did any of y'all see that video I put up on my Facebook where that girl got into a wreck at a stoplight? Jim Dunn, what's up with you? Oh, I've been on about 50 minutes now. What up, Bobby? Dude, I've driven in every state except Alaska and Hawaii. and including Canada. No, I didn't drive in Mexico. Had no desire to. So you live over there by 275 in Jacksonville? Tiny? Oh, you halfway between 75 and 95? Oh, it's been a long time, Dumpster D. They used to make pretty good money at it. You used to see them all over these truck stops. You don't hardly see them anymore. And that's because so many owner-operators have gone out of business. The companies don't want to pay for it. And a lot of this chrome they got don't need to be polished anymore. Well, Atlanta can be a beast. Nashville, we call it Crashville for a reason. Actually, Scott, in all reality, it does feel like the lanes in Crashville are skinnier. It really does, but it feels like that in California, too. I swear their lanes are skinnier. At Crashville, you've got so many interstates that are coming together there. Oh, man, it gets crazy. Near Orlando, I got friends in Orlando. Well, thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it. Share it with folks, man. All of y'all, share my channel around a little bit. Go find one of my favorite videos, or one of my favorite videos. One of your favorite videos, and share it with your peoples. Those of you that are going to driving school and whatnot, share it with them. Some of the drivers, so you won't be a trucker videos. And Tiny says, yeah, me. Actually, you and another guy that used to be my boss. Been trucking a year and love it. And truckers like you, well, thank you. Have you watched any of my trucking videos? So you want to be a trucker? Or truckers helping truckers or something like that? Well, I do phone calls with other drivers and their spouses and whatnot. Put on the armor. That's a good one. Oh, no, I wasn't raised and born here at all. I was born and raised in Missouri in Ozark Mountains. I call Texas home. In 99, I was in Texas. Me and Grandma had just got together, 98 or 99. And I got offered a job running a business over here. And I came over, moved the family over here for it. And got here and found out the old boy was actually a thief. Stealing from his drivers and whatnot, running double books, for those of you that remember double books. And I didn't want no part of it. But I've been here. We stayed here about 17 years, I think. And went back to Texas. Well, good, Jonathan. Do you join me on Sunday mornings? Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock Eastern time. That's 9 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Mountain, 7 o'clock California. Most every Sunday, every blue moon I miss. Well, there you go. Paul put up the channel for So You Want to Be a Trucker. So, Paul, you driving or what? I was just talking to Nomad. He's running the corn up yonder. That's cool. Well, y'all getting a bunch of rain right now, ain't you? Doing the soybean. You're driving right now? Well, don't be texting too much, buddy. See, I tell people that with these modern electronics and all this computer nonsense, if you do stuff like this when you're driving and an accident happens, they can look on your devices and find what you've been doing. Even if it's in a video like this, they can figure it out. And in the trucking world, it's going to be your fault. Even if the other person hit you. Them damn lawyers, the sharks, the bottom feeders, are going to make it out where it's your fault. So please don't do it. Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a pain tonight, Dumpster. Just got to L.A. and California. I'm sorry. Well, Chris, go hit the sack, brother. God bless you, man. Remember, God loves you and so do we. I reckon somebody's got to go out there. You know, for many a year, there was a whole bunch of us that boycotted California. However, all the mega companies still kept going out there. You're hauling milk. See, they used to ask me, what are you hauling, man? I said, I'm hauling ass when the cops ain't looking. Then whenever dispatcher told me to haul ass, I'd tell him I got to make 2 trips. Oh. Yep, a rainy night in Georgia. So how long you been rained out there, Paul? What's your forecast? Did Mama take any days off with you? Looks like Scroll stopped on you all again. The chat Scroll. Now we're in the process of it, Jim. Got somebody called me today, said he's got the money. Or he has it in the makes. Well, that's cool. She needs to take some time off. You've been working my girlfriend too damn hard there, buddy. And all just so you can buy Chrome. He's addicted to Chrome. All right, Dumpster. Good night, brother. God loves you, man. So do we. God bless you. Yeah. It's a good cause? Uh-huh. That ain't what she said. She said, where the hell's my dinner? Oh, Paul. New recipe, brother. You got tomorrow off? You want a new recipe? Dude, it is killer. I've made it 3 or 4 times now. And every time it turns out great. Okay. And it is actually called a Mississippi roast. Okay? Get you a roast, Boston butt, whatever. Big piece of meat. Put it in your crock pot. Put a half cup of water or so in there. I usually put just a touch more than that in mine. Get you an envelope of the ranch style dressing, the dry powdered mix, the envelope types. Sprinkle that on top of that piece of meat. Then get you a package of au jus, the dry, and put that on top of it. It calls for some kind of fancy peppers. I don't know what they call them. Some kind of French stuff. Me, I just threw a bell pepper in there and a jalapeno in there on the side, not cut up. And let that bad, and this is for a 3.5 pound roast or whatever kind of meat you're cooking. And let that bad boy cook about 8 hours. And have your taters and whatnot on the side and ready to go. That meat will be falling apart, and you have you a gravy right there, and au jus. And it's good, dude. Trust me, it is good. You wouldn't think so, because you'd think with that ranch on there that it would be an all ranch taste. It ain't. It's good stuff. What's up, Felicia? Ah, you ain't done cheesecake in a minute, huh? What up, Steve? You mean you was allowed to get online? Well, that ain't bad for a bad boy. Or that ain't good for a bad boy. Or maybe that's good for a bad boy. I ain't sure. But howdy. Be right back. Oh! See? Told you. Oh. But yeah, I came across that online here a couple months ago. And I've made it here at the house like 4 times with like 3 different meats. Every time it turned out great. That's how I decided that where it calls for a half cup of water, I put just a little bit more. Dude, I've been on for an hour. I knew you was slow, but come on now. An hour late? Where you been? Paul was in here talking smack about you. I kept him lined out as good as I could. But I'm scared of him. Him a big boy. But then again, I do have my toothpick. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, if you look in the archives, you'll see where I got to stop and visit with Paul a couple of different times. And he gave me an Arkansas toothpick. And I'm quite proud of it. Thank you. Dude, congratulations to both of you. That is awesome. I thought you was already driving, Steve. Wasn't it you that was driving for Prime? No, that's Miss Clementine. That's her old man driving for Prime. I think his name's Steve too, ain't it, Miss Clementine? Well, the whole thing is if you studied, I tell a story. I'm going to tell it again. Back in 82, 81 or 82, I got sick. I was living in Houston. I got quarantined to my apartment. And I read every damn thing there was to read in the house. TV wasn't as good as it is nowadays, although it ain't real good today. MTV was just coming out, for those of you that don't know. There was one book left, and it was called How to Take a Test. And I read that book, and I found out that some of the stuff they was talking about that made you flunk test, I had, which was a mental block. But I took that book, and after reading that book and figuring me out, I don't flunk tests no more. If you don't have that phobia of being scared of taking a test, all you got to do is study for it and trust yourself. CRST. I understand. If that's what fits, that's what fits. As long as you know you did your homework and that's the best fit for y'all, and like you said, unfortunately, I got you. But the thing is that after you're with them just a short period and get done with your trainers, you two get to team together, right? So at least if one of you screw up and kill you both, at least you was killed by somebody that loved you. Oops, did I say that? Yeah, I did. Main thing is that y'all should be able to drive together after just a short period. Keep in touch with us. Let us know how it's going. You know, I have a Facebook channel. The Simple Living with Papa Joe Facebook channel or page. So, you know, snap a picture or two. Post on there. Let me know what's up. After 4 to 6 weeks, yep. Now, one thing I want to tell you two, in all seriousness, no joking to it, no sugar added. You have to be very careful of your trainers. The trainers that they have over there are very inexperienced. They're not going to be able to teach you everything you need to know. They don't know how to drive very well themselves. Thus far, they don't know what to teach you. So you have to be very proactive. You have to pick their brains as much as you can. From what I've seen and heard about CRST, the main thing they worry about on training is that you know how to do your computer work so that they can get paid. That is not why you're with a trainer. A lot of the trainers will not have the patience to allow you to practice backing in. You get to a ship or receiver, they're going to want to back in just so that they can get in that dock and get done. Don't let them do it. You make them give you your time backing up. You make them train you, please. And a lot of questions that you're going to have, they're not going to be able to answer, unfortunately. But just know that. I would like to suggest that you watch a bunch of my videos again so that you have a half a clue again. If you'd like studying for that test, study for these trainers. So watch them again and mentally mark some of the stuff that I'm telling you about in there, and you have them train you. Another thing that you can do that's very helpful to you is if you're not backing in, even if you just woke up because you're hitting the dock, get up and watch some of them other trucks back in. And you picture in your mind how you think that truck should be backing in. What mistake is he making? What is he doing right? He, she, whatever. But you mentally watch and be planning it out in your head when you see that truck starting to stage. And it's all in your setup. Your backing up is all in your setup, boys and girls. So you watch them trucks that are pulling in and setting up, and you start saying, okay, now if I was him, I would do this, and see if they do this. And if they don't and they did this, then you see how that works or don't work for them. Learn from the other drivers. Learn from their mistakes and learn from their experience. And you'll see some large cars come in there with them big old Peterbilt hoods and stuff on them, or extended sleepers on them, and you're going to see them come in and do it easier than you're going to see the people with them little stub nose. Just a little word of advice. So there you go. Well, your contract should be about a year long over there, if I remember correct, right? Once you get in your truck, it should be about a year. Well, what I would like to do is once you two get in a truck together, I would like to do one of my phone interviews with you. I ain't quite sure how I'll make that happen, but I'll make it happen. And we'll do one of my phone interviews where I'll put it up online on here so that what you have learned, we can share with the rest of the people that comes in wanting to know. Fair enough? Thank you, Paul. Well, now, Steve, also remember, well, both of you, but you brought it up, Steve. Also remember, if you get a shit trainer, either one of you, request another one. Do not just stay out there with a trainer that can't train you. Call whoever your person is and say, this is not working. They don't know what they're doing, or they don't know how to train. I'm not learning from these people. I want a better trainer. So don't forget that. You can always fire that trainer and hire another one. Is it 10 months? Okay. Well, yeah, Scott, that test is that test regardless how much you're going to drive. If you're required to have a CDL, then you got to get ready for it. You got to study. Be prepared. Oh, goodness. Well, that's fine. We can get you guys there on the speakerphone, and whatever he feels like throwing a little tidbit in there, that's fine. Well, unfortunately, Felicia, you're really not going to get much training over there, even with their better trainers. You're not going to get the training you need. But that's fine. The whole thing is for you to learn how to maneuver that vehicle around safely, learn how the company does want their stuff done, and then you and Steve need to learn off each other. And don't be trying to teach each other and scold each other and stuff. Just talk to each other. And both of you, if you see something, yo, Steve, check this guy out. See what he's doing? Or damn, Felicia, look at this truck. Well, let's watch him. And discuss what they're doing right or wrong. You've got phone recording on your phones. Even though you're not together for the first few weeks, videotape it and send it to the other one and say, check this out. This is what happened, whether it's good or bad. Steve, she's telling stories on you, man. Well, I've told you out there in the videos that once you two get in that prison cell together, and that's what it's going to be, is a rolling prison cell, you're going to find out stuff about each other. I don't care how long you've been together. You're going to find out stuff about each other you never knew. Now, when are you going to start with CRST? Because I hate to think you're starting in the wintertime. Oh, yeah. Grandbaby's like 10 days old or something. They ain't even washed the new off of it yet. A little girl. And of course, Grandma says she's precious and all that stuff. Now, one thing I don't know if it's good or bad about CRST. Y'all know that's where Stone started with. They would put out a deal where they fleet-wide shutdown on certain areas due to bad weather, which is kind of good. They're not pushing you into bad weather. However, Stone would be sitting there watching the traffic just flowing. And CRST would not lift the shutdown band on them. And it would just drive him nuts. It's them times that you have to learn to relax. Go in there and get that meal before you leave. Grab your shower, do your laundry. Make good use of those shutdown times. Don't just sit out there in your truck driving yourself nuts because you ain't rolling. 2 or 3 weeks. That's very true, Paul. The thing is, with a lot of us old hands, we have had them so many times, so many rookies mouth off and tell us shut up, we don't know, blah, 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 that nowadays you have to pick the old timers' brains. You have to initiate it. Well, Paul, I made a good dinner tonight. Neck bones and beans, fried taters, and cornbread. I'll deal with that, buddy boy. Just as everything got done and went on the table, I made contact with a cousin of mine I ain't seen since I was probably 5, 6 years old, 7. And I tried calling him and he didn't get the answer. My son told me he'll call you back, Dad, just as we're sitting down for dinner. He did. So they got to eat dinner and I came out here and shot the bull for a while. But when I did eat, it was still good. Yep, pick the brains all you can. Well, as long as y'all been married, is it gonna hurt your feelings to be separated for 3 days? I mean, how long is your orientation? That's all you're going for is orientation. Most of them ain't over 3 or 4 days. Those are the long ones. Yep, that's the Trump train. You hear it? I mean, at this point of the game, I think you need to get in that training truck as quickly as possible. You don't want to wait until that snow's falling out there in them mountains and you being as green as grass. Even going now, you're going to be green in them mountains and them snow and that snow and stuff. Well, good, Steve. What up, Plum? Oh, if I was any better, there'd be 2 of me. Oh, you gotta go to school for 3 or 4 weeks. Oh, goodness. No, didn't do the buttermilk. I'm not a buttermilk man. You had it the other night. I'm happy for you, brother. My dad loved buttermilk and cornbread. Now I like buttermilk in my biscuits or in my cornbread, but I don't like my cornbread in buttermilk. Oh, goodness. Well, we're just now getting a good amount of people in. I was thinking about getting off and seeing if Grandma done passed out and see if I get control of that remote control. Yep, Freight shaker's what's shaking, Plum. Oh. Yeah, I guess this boy got maybe a half acre here. All told. Corner lot. A lot of it's in pretty rough shape. Trees, stumps, that kind of stuff. We cut down a few of the trees, cut them up, burn them. But it ain't nowhere near being lawnmower ready. Yeah, rain ain't all bad. First came out here, there was a squirrel up there chattering and carrying on. I don't know if somebody took his house or what. Well, dadgummit, Steve. Now you've got time. Yeah, the only thing is I got this light on so y'all can see me. I'd rather be sitting out here in the dark. I ain't scared of the dark. And Steve and Felicia, you need to make a little time to come visit with us. Make it early enough on a Sunday morning, you can do church services with me. Nope, not to my knowledge. And here's my brew there, Plum. Got my Diet Mountain Dew. Oh no, last night, I think it was, I had a margarita. Little Joe bought an ice cream machine and he gave directions how to make margaritas, so he tried making margaritas. Uh-huh. That ain't what Steve said. He said you was purty regardless. Uh-huh. The Diet Dew equals PJ Brew. That'll work. Nope, not to my knowledge. I don't even know what one is, so I guess I ain't done her. Now, I've had them check my plumbing a time or two, if that's a fancy word for checking your plumbing. Shut up, Paul. Quit laughing at me. Paul's one of them educated fellers. I didn't know Arkansas had such things. How deep is it? Is that where you blow and keep the balls up in the air type nonsense? I had one that threatened me with that, and I just started laughing at him. I've been smoking for 50 damn years. I ain't doing that shit. And I didn't do it. I don't know, Paul. Old Killery and Slick Willie, they evidently are pretty damn smart. They have stole a lot of money and got by with it. Killed a lot of people and got by with it. Or had them killed. Yeah, I did something. They wanted me to do something like that. Well, you should have went to a different place for your physical. Because that is not part of your physical. You have them show you on your long form where it says you have to do that. What the hell is your breathing got to do with you driving that truck? All right, Scott. Good night, brother. Love you, man. You know, that's like when they came out with this sleep apnea nonsense. And they was hollering they had to measure your neck. I wouldn't let them do it. And if they told me I had to, then I need to leave. Bye. Some more of that nonsense. Don't get me started. That's like I've talked to some drivers where they have them get on these damn treadmills and all but run, and you got to get your heart rate up to this and blah blah. And I'll tell them, no, I ain't chasing that damn truck. I'm driving it. I ain't doing that shit. But then again, I'm an on-road ass too. And you push the right buttons, I'm a real asshole. I know, that surprised you. Papa Joe said a bad word. Cost you $50 extra. Well, it ain't a matter of whether you can refuse or not, because you can always refuse. The thing is that it is not DOT required. A lot of these places want to go above board for it. So, now they might try to make you pay, and that's up to you if you pay. But you go find a different place to get your DOT physical. You might go to some of these companies that require you to do such things. So now if this was a place CRST sent you, and they sent them the critiques that they wanted you tested on, that's a whole different ballgame. But if you're just walking cold off the street into a doctor's office for a physical, a DOT physical, you will learn to ask them, what all are you guys going to want me to do here? And when they start telling you some of that nonsense, no, never mind. I'll go to your competition down the street. So don't get confused on what a company requires of you and what DOT requires of you. The company can require more than DOT requires. They cannot require less than what DOT requires. Well, now you know. A little bit too late, but now you know. You know, and you'll also find out, now some states have outlawed it, but you also find out that you can go to a chiropractor and get your DOT physical, and they're pretty lenient. There's a place in Atlanta that we used to go. If you was breathing, he would take your pulse and he'd sign off on you. All he wanted was his $90 or whatever it was. Now you have a 2-year. Very good. And now you know that when your 2-year comes up, you know what to do about your physical. Number one, don't go back to them assholes. Well, folks, we've been on here about an hour and a half, hour and 37 minutes. I think I'm going to get off here and go harass Grandma. I'll give you all a few minutes, say goodnight to everybody and all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody coming in and joining in. It was a pretty good chat for not coming on live as much as I have been. Somebody just left without even saying bye. Damn. Uh-huh. That rain does sound good. I'm glad his grass is getting it. I got to educate him a little bit about groundskeeping. Yeah, it had been a while, Plum. I'm going to try to get on a little bit more. I enjoyed it too, Paul. Glad you stopped in, brother. Give me a call once in a while. You got my number. You know when it's a good time for you to talk. Most any time is a good time for me right now. That will work. And remember, if I don't answer, leave a message. Yep, Sunday would work. Oh, ain't nothing but a thing. All right, folks, with that, I'm going to get off here. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you, and so do I. Y'all have a blessed evening. Appreciate you stopping in and visiting. Bye.